Thank you for tuning in. You are watching the very first episode of the Advanced Hip-Hop Mixing Techniques. And in today's episode, we are taking a quick look at the hip-hop sound of 90s. In the hip-hop scene, Onyx stood out from day one. They weren't just another rap group. They were loud, aggressive, and raw. Their energy was chaotic but focused, and Sticky Fingaz as screaming vocals hit like a punch in the face. When they dropped BACDAFUCUP album in the 1993, everything changed. That album hit the streets like a grenade, and the single Slam, it didn't just make noise, it became an anthem, not just for Onyx, but for entire generation for the hip-hop heads. The whole album was crafted using an MPC 60.
And Chy Skillz was just as good. We said, Chy, won't you take that sample and tone it down a couple of decibels, make it darker. And that gave us the sound for records like Throw Your Guns, Shifty, Slam, Judgment Night, like all those records which is dark, Back to F Up. Those records, those samples, we toned them down. And we created our own world, our own sound. We came with the Mad Face logo.
Chy Skillz, the man behind the beats, worked alongside Jam Master Jay. The legendary member of the Run DMC, Jay, wasn't just a mentor. He was the driving force behind the production. Together, they built that dirty, unforgiving sound. Chy Skillz, rest in peace, passed away in 2018 from a heart attack. He came from the same greedy school of producers like DJ Premier and Large Professor. His beats were made in 12-bit resolution. The MPC 60's 40 kHz sample rate and 18 kHz frequency ceiling give everything that unmistakable crunch. If you're trying to recreate that sound today, you can't just slap on a lo-fi filter and call it vintage. You need a full chain on your drum bus, some beat reduction plugin, a tape-style saturator, maybe a vintage compressor, and EQ to shave off the highs, and something to clip the transit just right. Before you even touch a plugin, you've got to understand where Onyx came from, because their sound wasn't just about gear, it was about survivor. They came out from South Jamaica, Queens, a rough neighborhood with no room for softness.
19-year-old Todd Scott was arrested along with 3 other young men, all allegedly acting under orders from a drug gang leader. Scott
This was the same scene that birthed legends, but Onyx were different. They didn't want to be smooth or polished.
Everybody know the face but don't know the name. You heard? Straight out, what's the problem?
They were hungry, unapologetic. The first Onyx single, and We Do It Like This, 1990, had a completely different style compared to what they would later become known for. At that time, their sound was more aligned with the smoother, jazzy influenced East Coast vibe, almost unrecognizable from raw, aggressive energy from the BACDAFUCUP. A major turning point came from the influence of the NWA. Their track Fuck the Police, released on August 10 in the 1988 as a part of the album Straight Outta Compton, had already shaken up the hip-hop world. Fredro Starr and Suave, also known as Sonny Caesar, formed the group in the 1988. The name Onyx came from the black gemstone, a symbol of strength and protection. Everything shifted in 1991 when J Master Jay discovered them. He signed them to his label, JMJ Records, and brought in Fredro's cousin, Sticky Fingaz, to complete the lineup. They weren't trying to make hits, they were trying to survive. The album BACDAFUCUP was mostly recorded in Manhattan at the Chy Studios, one of hip-hop's most legendary studios. Run DMC, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, Nas, Public Enemy, they all recorded there. Jam Master Jay oversaw the session while Chy Skillz crafted the beats. But there is one place that really matters in the story: Soundtrack Studios, also in New York. Not many people know this, but Slam was born there. It was the last track they recorded for an album, and it only took 7 days. Jay wanted a more radio-friendly track, different from the others. It dropped on March 30 in 1993, and it exploded. Back then, producers worked with analog setups, analog mixers, digital samplers, outboard gear like compressors, and tape machines. Behind the success of the group Onyx, not everybody knows his name, but Frank Verderosa was a key player in this game. Back in the early 90s, Frank was working in New York right as hip-hop was exploding. After some years in smaller studios, Frank landed at a soundtrack in New York, where he found himself working on a massive SSL analog consoles, alongside the screen sound system. This machine was a game changer for editing, arranging, and even tracking. True pioneer stuff. That's where he met Jason Mizell. At first, Frank had no idea who he was, until he found out that Jason was none other than Jam Master Jay, the legendary DJ of the Run DMC. The two started working together on the album BACDAFUCUP in the 1993. With the screen sound, Frank and Jay crafted skits, sound effects, and vocal overdubs, all those details that give Onyx sound its unmistakable punch. But the atmosphere wasn't always all fun and music. This was an era when violence often hovered around the rap scene. Frank remembers guns in the studio, even a young Notorious B.I.G. jokingly using one in the booth to make a sound effects. So when the news came in 2002 that Jam Master Jay had been killed, shot in a New York recording studio, it hit hard. Another tragedy in the scene already scarred by moments like the shooting of Tupac outside Quad Studios. That violence created a powerful creative moment. If we analyze the track Slam, the main sample in Slam came from The Champ by the Mohawks, a 1969 funk banger. It had been flipped before, but never like this. When it comes to recording the vocals on the BACDAFUCUP, Newman U87 or Shure SM7. While we don't have the official confirmation from the Fredro or Sticky about the exact mics used, there are clues. Sticky once said he screamed so hard during some takes and he nearly blew out his vocal cords.
The production team Chy Skillz, Jam Master Jay were in top-tier studios like Soundtrack and Chungking, where both the U87 and the SM7 were guaranteed to be on hand.
To recreate the raw, gritty sound typical of 1990s hip-hop, we first need to take a step back and understand the audio signal flow and the equipment available at the time. The process generally went like this. The signal from the vinyl records would enter the MPC, first passing through a phono preamp with a RIAA equalization. It will then be converted from analog to digital. Once sampled, the sample could be manipulated, pitch shifting, filtering, adding effects, rearranging, before being converted back from digital to analog. And then from the MPC's main outputs, the signal will feed into SSL 4000G line channel, where it was balanced, EQ'd, processed with effects, hardware compressors, and summed together with the other channels in the SSL master bus. From there, the final mix was recorded onto a 2-track Studer A800 tape machine. Finally, the two master tapes, left and right, will be sent to the mastering studios, where the master tapes was processed using high-end hardboard gear and prepared for pressing on vinyl or CDs, the main distribution formats of that era. Now that we know the analog routing, we can recreate it in the box to achieve the 90s hip-hop inspired sound directly within the DAW. Let's imagine our audio track in Logic represents the MPC 60. The manipulated sample needs to pass through a series of processes to emulate the original signal chain. The phono preamp plus RIAA curve. This can be simulating using Wave's Abbey Road vinyl plugin with these settings you can see here. To emulate the typical MPC-60 AD conversion, use the 3 kHz bit crusher set to 12-bit 40 kHz to reproduce the characteristics response of the MPC-60 converters. Let's listen. After that, we need to apply the Waves F6 with a low-pass filter at 80 kHz to simulate the MPC's typical frequency response. To simulate the DAC output and mixer input, in Logic this can be simulated by routing the track to a bus, where you insert the SSL EV2 Channel plugin to recreate the SSL console channel. This process should be replicated not only for the drums but also for the bass and every other sampled track, like in this example here. Let's listen. All the SSL buses will be routed on the mix bus with the SSL G bus compressor to emulate the original bus compressor. The mix bus is then sent to the master bus, where we apply the plugin to simulate the recording on the Studer A800. Now copy these settings and enjoy this vibe. To capture that gritty 90s Onyx vibe, I start setting the UAD Studer A800's tape formula to 456 for its warm, saturated character. Then I run it at 15 IPS to add more low hand weight and natural tape roll-off in the highs. Finally, I set the calibration to +6, which gives me just the right amount of tape compression when I push the input, just like they used to do at the Soundtrack Studios. If you talk about production technique used, the beat made by Chy Skillz for Onyx, Through Your Guns, features a drum loop sampled from It's a New Day, which was then rearranged differently. For the main sample, there is a loop sampled from Bob James, which is split in two parts. One used for the high section, which was being pitched down by 2 semitones. And the same sample is the bass line. Finally, the horn stub sample was taken from the James Brown Escapism. I quickly recreated this sample by sampling the various tracks from YouTube using OBS, just to give you a taste. So we've reached the end of this series dedicated to the 90s hip-hop sound, especially that of Onyx.
No, he had the MPC-60.
We learned to understand the audio signal path in a completely analog era and how to recreate it today in our time, using our amazing plugin that can emulate pretty much any analog machine. Apart from the conversion happening inside the MPC and screen sound, devices that, if I may say, were the precursors of what will be later become today's hybrid recording studios, like Avid Pro Tools. We've seen how that raw 90s hip-hop sound was not just a musical style, but the voice born out of hunger and survival. That's why it stood out and has remained timeless. I hope this video inspired you and took you back to the 90s when the raw, the gritty hip-hop sound was in the air. If you enjoyed it, share it with your friends who love hip-hop. Thanks and see you soon. Peace.